Hello, everyone. This is Duke, one of the G.I. Joe Special Forces, here to tell you a fantastic tale of an adventure that actually happened to our team of commandos on our last mission. Hawk called on us one afternoon in our underground headquarters below Staten Island while we were relaxing. Hawk, what's up?
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, Scarlet.
And, lady, this new mission has got the Pentagon baffled.
Nothing's too big a challenge for the G.I. Joes.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, rock and roll, 'cause this one's a doozy. Would you believe a genuine haunted castle secluded high in the mountains of Montana?
Aw, come on, Hawk.
I'm not kidding, Breaker. The people in the nearby village are hearing strange noises at night and seeing lights flicker and dim. Why, that old place was supposed to be deserted for years.
If I might ask, Hawk, what's all this nonsense got to do with the G.I. Joes?
Yeah, calling the cops.
Sure, or a palm reader.
This is no laughing matter. Our high-altitude reconnaissance readings show an unbelievable amount of radioactivity from the castle area.
So that's how Doc, Breaker, Rock and Roll, Zap, Snake Eyes, and me ended up in a small restaurant near Glacier Park at the tip of the Rocky Mountains, asking questions.
You don't want to go up there, mister. Weird things go on around that old place.
Yep, some folks say it's haunted.
This sounds like some old vampire movie.
Yeah, don't say we didn't warn you.
As we headed on foot up the twisting pathway that led to the castle gates, even Zap was finding it hard to make jokes about the dark, foreboding castle that lay ahead. The two gigantic turrets on either side of the main entry looked like giants, but the door, it pushed open easily. It was dark and cold and dank smelling inside the castle. And once in a while, even a tough dog face like myself can catch an occasional chill. Ooh, I guess that's why even my teeth were chattering a bit when we heard the noise.
Hey, I'm not crazy. You guys did hear that, right?
Hey, aim your light down this way, Breaker, and stay behind Snake Eyes.
Look, a room up ahead. Some sort of library.
Looks pretty normal to me. Just a lot of old books and dusty papers.
Yeah, and your everyday hidden passages. Listen to the hollow noise behind this part of the wall. Okay, you guys, who took my flashlight? I left it right on that table.
What table?
Oh, great. Now things are starting to disappear. Pretty eerie, huh, Snake Eyes? Of course, Snake Eyes just nodded. No one's ever heard him say anything. And then he proceeded to explore the hallway on his own. Suddenly, the lights went out and a horrible ghost appeared. Or at least it seemed to, right before our eyes.
Holy Hannah!
Take it easy, Rock and Roll. Boy, it looks like a carnival ride in this place. It just can't be for real.
And what about those groans coming from the two towers?
Well, why don't we just go see? Hey, Snake Eyes! Snake Eyes! Hey, where is that guy?
I don't know, but there's a stairway over there, and I'm gonna see what's in that tower.
And we're going with you.
At the top of the stairway was another enormous stairway, but it only went downstairs. And then the dark, musty hallways began to twist and turn and double back on themselves. We went in circles for a long time before Breaker found the way to a faraway light. Quietly, we crept up onto what was the upper level of the castle's dungeon. Only this was more than a dungeon. Inside the room were 30 or 40 people, all sitting at monitors, TV screens, computer terminals, rows of buttons and dials. Why, these were rocket controls. This was a missile control station, and even more frightening was the figure that was in control of the operation. Look!
It's our old enemy, Cobra Commander. All this haunted house stuff was just to keep the villagers away.
Don't you see? Those missiles. They're the 2 towers of this very castle. No one else would ever think of disguising above-ground missiles in such a brilliant way.
So glad you think my little castle is clever, G.I. Joes, because soon those rockets will launch you fools into outer space where you belong.
Can't I take care of them now, Cobra? I can just whip up a little drink for our visitors. Something sweet, but not too sweet. Almonds, perhaps.
Very creative, Dr. Venom, but I like my way the best. Orbiting Earth forever. Take them away!
You'd better not be pushing me, creep.
You're a fine one to threaten me, Duke. I've got you all now. Do you know how long I've waited for this moment?
Yeah? And what have you done with Snake Eyes?
I thought he was still with you.
Well, then at least one of us made it.
Not possible. Every exit is mined. The floors and the walls are full of booby traps. Why, I've even got a mole with a killer alligator down below this castle. Escape? Never! Nobody could!
Yeah, but nobody else is like Snake Eyes.
Even though we were all confident that somehow we could save the day, at least I was sure of it. The Cobra's commandos placed us all in the castle dungeon's original instruments of persuasion. Racks and cages are not a G.I. Joe's idea of a good time, especially when all around you there's a countdown that would, if Cobra Commander had his way, launch all of us G.I. Joes into orbit around the universe forever. The guards were coming to put us into the missiles right now as the voice came from the computer. Boy, if the Joes were going to make a move, it would have to be soon. There's something I don't like about outer space. And besides, I was getting hungry.
Hungry? Did one of you Joes say hungry? Cobra Commander, what do you say? Maybe I could whip them up a little something to whet their appetites. Perhaps it's time for that yellow mixture of mine. It worked so well before, and maybe we could put them all in the cages again. The little cages.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
Did you ever have one of those days when things just weren't going your way? There we were, the G.I. Joes. Some real American heroes. Well, we didn't look so heroic in cages and chained to tables, I can tell you. And hearing the countdown in progress as the entire castle began to slowly rumble with the sound of the rocket engines from the towers, that didn't help our mood either. Cobra Commander's guards began to unlock our cages and loosen our chains. We were going to be led away into the spaceships for a journey far into infinity. Not my idea of a good time. What we needed was a miracle. Up, up and down the twisting passageways of the Cobra Commander's castle. We were being led up, up into the castle, still chained together. Arms and ankles. Up, up past the ammunition depots and the huge master bedroom, which was now being used for torture instead of slumber. That room with the jeweled headboard. That must belong to the Baroness. And everywhere we looked, there's spiders. And once or twice, I think I even saw a rat. Oh no, I hate rats. Oh, those stones, the large stones of the castle walls, they're dripping with moisture. We must be under the moat, if the smell is any indication. This is a nightmare. I don't believe it. It's so clammy. It's so creepy. Oh, how I wish Snake Eyes were here. Where is that guy?
Holy Hannah! Look who's here.
It's Snake Eyes! Snake Eyes! I thought you were dead!
As we looked up in astonishment, Snake Eyes swang down from a hanging electrical cable right over the heads of the Cobra Commandos and smack into the Cobra Commander himself. The guards ran to their leader's aid, and that split second was all that we needed to take advantage of our captors. It was a short scuffle, and soon Cobra Commander and his cohorts were our prisoners.
What good will having me do when my rockets destroy your feeble little cities, my silly friends? Can't you hear the countdown continuing?
Oh, no!
We're too late! The entire castle began to shake as if we were inside an erupting volcano. On the TV monitors, we could clearly see what was happening. The turrets of the haunted castle. The very towers themselves were lifting off the ground with tremendous force. Yes, we blew it.
You fools!
Maybe not, Cobra Commander. Don't count your chickens.
We watched the monitor screens as the two giant missiles suddenly both changed directions and began heading directly toward each other.
What? This is impossible!
The missiles smashed into each other with an explosion that rocked even the stone walls of the castle, although the blast must have been hundreds of miles into space.
Wow, that was great! I wonder how that happened. What do you think, Doc?
Even miracles need a helping hand, Zap.
Huh?
While the struggle was going on, I changed a couple of settings on the navigational manual override system, that's all. No applause, please.
Thanks, Doc. You just saved thousands of lives, including ours.
Now, all we had to do was figure out a way through that dreadful maze we encountered on our way into this creepy dump, making sure Cobra Commander and his slippery friends didn't give the slip to us.
Hey, we forgot to turn off the special effects!
What's the matter, Zap? Still got the creeps about this haunted house?
Nah, I just can't see where I'm going, that's all. Oh, where's the lights? I can't. Ow! Oh, look out! Watch out! Oh, look out!
And that, my G.I. Joe friends, is exactly what I needed to hear! The tables turn again!
The next thing we knew, the Cobra Commander, Dr. Venom, and several other high mucky mucks of nastiness had located a secret panel hidden along the wall of the dimly lit tunnel. We tried to stop him, believe me. But as we began to follow into the secret passage, the massive brick wall swung closed, and although we hunted for a button or an unusual trick entryway, the wall stayed right where it was, and our old nemesis had given us the slip after all.
Oh, nuts. I thought we had him at last.
Well, at least we've got our work cut out for us as long as Cobra Commander's on the loose.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to sit around with nothing to do now, would you, Zap?
Listen, rock and roll, there are enough creeps around for us Joes to deal with as it is.
Hey, listen up, you two. We still have to find our way out of here with the prisoners we still have left. We've got priorities here, and we don't need any of your belly aching. Any idea where we are, Duke?
I think I've got a hunk of daylight spotted at about 10 o'clock, Doc. Once we get out of this cave, we can get the choppers on our radios. Phony or not, those sound effect tapes are beginning to drive me batty. Fortunately for me, I was right about that sliver of light. It was a direct route to the way out in the fresh air again. That first breath of fresh air was about the nicest thing I ever tasted. Breaker got on the wireless pronto to Wild Bill, who brought the choppers around.
Hey, I see you've got some prisoners. Let's get them on board. Anything happen in that funny-looking house?
Doc and I just looked at each other and started to laugh. And soon all of the Joes, thinking about how hairy a scrape we had all just come through together, started to laugh too. In a minute, even Wild Bill was laughing, and he didn't even know why. Only Snake Eyes kept his secret vow.
Say, are you guys all right? Headquarters to Wild Bill. What's going on over there? Over.
I'm not sure, Scarlet, but I think we're going to hear some exciting stories as soon as we can shuttle these guys back to base. Over.
Well, hurry on back, Flyboy. Headquarters over and out.
So the prisoners were loaded into the choppers, and we made a stop at a federal hospitality center before we flew back to our base where Hawk was waiting.
Congratulations, men. Oh, and Scarlet. A job well done.
Thank you, sir. Now this is one G.I. Joe that's going to sleep for about 5 days.
Right, well, you mean after your next assignment in Niagara Falls.
What next assignment?
Fellas, I wouldn't ordinarily ask you this, but the falls appear to be actually drying up.
Wait a minute.
I've got this feeling about the Cobra and the Baroness. Joes, wait! Where are you going? Joes, this is an order.
Sorry, sir. I'm just following Snake Eyes, and it doesn't look like he wants another assignment today.
When Snake Eyes gave Hawk that icy stare of his, even Hawk had to admit that a day or two off certainly couldn't hurt anything. You see, even G.I. Joes need to keep rested so our bodies can stay physically fit. That way, when you need us, we'll always be ready. Heck, we're ready for anything. We stay tough, and we keep our minds and bodies healthy. Say, that's what you should be doing too. Well, that wraps up this particular adventure, but be sure to join us next time for more exciting action, along with your pals, the G.I. Joes.